Welcome into Start, Sit, Different Day. Folks, it is week 3 of the NFL season. A lot of injuries now to deal with. Some big names now out. Some guys recently announced out at pretty much every position that you could be looking to fill in, guys, this week. A lot of questions pop up. It is a show filled with all of your questions. No show sheet, no nothing. It's all built by you. Let's get into it.
Hey. Happy Saturday. Welcome into Start, Sit, Different Day. Full disclosure, Joe, when you started the intro, my brain is so used to saying welcome into No Pun Intended. That's where I thought you were going. I was like, wait, no, we're not on that show.
It's normally where I go, but
good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm lovely.
Fantastic.
Welcome into the family show. For those of you who don't know, this is Club Fantasy FFL family. That is Michael. No, that is Michael. Right there.
Oh, she fucked it up already.
It's not my fault. I usually do so good.
I forgive you.
This hand. Thank you, Sicoli. You just want to trade with me.
I
That's
do.
all.
I really do.
So how did your week 2 go, Joe?
Undefeated in all the leagues I care about, except for my home league, which I'm 0-2, and that's just normally how the cookie crumbles on that one. So yeah, it really sucks when you have Justin Fields as your starting quarterback. So yeah, it's okay though. It's okay. Hey, we're ready for a bounce back week. Did I just play against George Kittle and Deebo Samuel on the same team? Yes, but we're ready for a bounce back week, and everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
I feel the frustrations. I forgot to move, as I don't know if you guys know, but I was traveling last weekend, traveling home, and I forgot to move DeAndre Swift off my bench in Scott Fishbowl. So I left, between him and I don't even remember, I left like 100 points on my bench. So I'm now 1-3 in Scott Fishbowl. It feels real great.
For those that don't play Scott Fish and wondering how she could be 1-3, you can get a win if you're top 6 in points or something like that, depending on how your league is structured.
If you're higher than the median.
If you're higher than the median in points, you get a win. So that's why that happens.
So you can technically beat your opponent and still be 1-1 instead of just 0-1.
Exactly.
Which is what happened last week.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I also have Nick Chubb, which is sad because fellow former Bulldog, pour one out for Nick Chubb. Joe, who else is hurt?
But that's a great question, and I am trying to keep timestamps as well, so I apologize, people, if I'm a little slow.
You want Sicoli to read?
No. I got this. I'm here. Okay. I'm here. Don't you worry. I just had to put the time of when we actually started talking about it. But at quarterback, Anthony Richardson announced out, I believe, yesterday. So for those who are in a compromising position like myself, please ask the questions. I did pick up Gardner Minshew just in case, just for those asking. Bryce Young is out. Joe Burrow is questionable. I mean, he's a literal coin flip.
I'm screwed in a league because I have Stetson Bennett, I have Aaron Rodgers, and I have Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow does not start, it's a dynasty league. It's a dynasty league. I'm a UGA fan. Yes, I have Stetson Bennett. Okay,
he was
great. I love him.
Go get Matt Stafford. Go get the
I would, but somebody else has him.
Okay. Well, Joe Burrow is. I mean, there's no indication of where he is trending.
I think I saw that he played or he practiced earlier this week.
No, he didn't practice. He was in pads but didn't practice.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought he was throwing the ball. I thought Stefania posted that he was throwing.
Yeah, after practice. He was not actually in practice doing anything. His situation's very hairy. Just if you have Burrow, get his backup just in case, because I imagine there's probably not much out there for you unless you can get, like Ryan said on Wednesday, Jared Goff was still available in more than 50% of ESPN leagues. Jordan Love is still out there. Baker Mayfield, not the best matchup this week, but there's guys out there you could potentially get to save him. But if you want to stick with Burrow out, just make sure to get Jake Browning just in case Burrow is out. Running backs, Austin Eckler, Jamal Williams, Justice Hill, all out. The big name there being Austin Eckler. The bigger name not mentioned, Kendre Miller is the lone back in the New Orleans Saints backfield. So if you have him, congratulations, this is your week. David Montgomery, Salvon Ahmed, both doubtful. As Ryan has always mentioned, since they changed the doubtful tag, no one has ever played on it. So David Montgomery, Salvon Ahmed, I can't imagine you had Ahmed in many of your lineups, but you probably had Montgomery. He is out this week. Aaron Jones, Isaiah Pacheco, Cordero Patterson, DJ Dallas, Boston Scott, all have the Q tag on them. Big name Aaron Jones. Isaiah Pacheco has a decent matchup against Chicago this week, but Aaron Jones going up against, against the Saints, who have played tough already so far this year on defense, but some big names there. Receivers, Odell Beckham and Zay Jones are both out, and then a bunch of questionables. And yes, there's some pretty big names on here. Devonta Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, Puka Nacua, Christian Watson, who is yet to play it down this year, DeAndre Hopkins, Kadarius Toney, Josh Reynolds, Curtis Samuel, Devontae Parker. A lot of guys. Jalen Waddle, concussion protocol, you have to wait on that. Amon-Ra is trending towards playing. Same with Devonta Smith. Just wait and see on some of these guys. But for most of them, they are trending towards playing, at least for those bigger names. Christian Watson, still a coin flip there. Logan Thomas is out after taking a rocking last week from Kareem Jackson. And Irv Smith Jr. is questionable to play. I can't imagine you were playing Irv Smith in your leagues anyway, because once again, he is just going to disappoint you. And kickers are people too. Greg Zuerlein is questionable. He was out last week. The Jets signed Austin Seibert, the former Browns kicker. We will see how that situation plays out. I mean, the kickers are a dime a dozen. Just go get one that's kicking indoors this week and you'll be fine. So, yeah, you can replace Greg Zuerlein, all right? You couldn't replace Zuerlein 8 years ago. He was very good. But, yeah, you're fine. You're fine now. Those are your injuries for week 3. Questions.
Questiones.
Here we go.
Okay, so Matt wants to know, what are your thoughts on starting Tank Dell over JSN in a full PPR this week? Mike.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. We got there eventually. So, Jahan, man, good player and all, but we always knew this was going to be more of a 2024 situation than a 2023. Tank Dell with Noah Brown out took a major step last week, almost doubled his snaps and looked good in doing so. So I have no issues with this. I play Tank Dell over JSN. I have him in my DFS lineups this week.
Joe?
I like Tank Dell as well. I don't love the matchup against Jacksonville, but Houston is just so bad they have had to throw to stay in every game. So at this point, CJ Stroud might lead the league in passing yards solely for the fact they're down at half in the first quarter by 2 touchdowns in every game. So they're going to need to throw to stay in the game. Tank Dell will be fine this week.
All right.
All right, I have a fruit fly in front of me, and I'm trying to kill it. So if you see me slapping shit like Mr. Miyagi, that's why. It's so annoying.
They really are. They don't have any sort of personal bubble space. It's lovely. All right, our good buddy Albert wants to know, in a full PPR, pick 2. George Pickens, Nico Collins, Jordan Addison, Michael.
Yeah, that's tough. Jordan Addison's the must play for me against the Chargers. The Chargers can't defend that fruit fly that Joe is trying to hit.
Yeah, I can't. No, it's impossible. It's literally impossible.
And then it gets a little bit tougher. You're going through the week 2 dynamo of Nico Collins, and then you got the looks great every 7th target of George Pickens. And the matchup against the Raiders is tempting. I love George Pickens, I do, but full PPR, I'm taking Nico Collins. He's just getting peppered by CJ Stroud. Everything we just said about Tank Dell applies to Nico Collins about how the Texans approach this passing game. So I'll go Nico Collins and Jordan Addison.
Joe?
I agree. I love George Pickens a lot, but that offense has looked atrocious. And they have a really good matchup against Vegas. And Deontay's out. Pickens will be fine. If this was a standard, I would lean more George Pickens. But yeah Nico Collins is going to have 25 targets on CJ Stroud, 75 attempts on Sunday. So yeah. And he'll be fine. I think you'll be happy either way, but I think Nico Collins is going to get you more consistent targets that are actually thrown better than Kenny Pickett at this point in time. So,
all right. Alex wants to know, speaking of Jordan Addison or Garrett Wilson in full PPR? Mike.
I listen. I on our other club fantasy show here, the Dynasty After Party, which Sunday at 7. It's I spent all summer talking about how much I love Garrett Wilson, and then Aaron Rodgers immediately ended his own season. Or didn't end his own season, but is now out. So it's Jordan Addison for me. Everything I just said about that fruit fly applies to the Chargers secondary. It's the secondary sucks. Jordan Addison's they've allowed over 500 yards to the receiver through 2 weeks. Something insane like that.
They made Ryan Tannehill look good. That's all you need to know.
That's impossible. So they achieved the impossible, and Jordan Addison will do less than that because he won't need to. So 2 catches, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns coming for Jordan Addison. So I'll go Addison.
Joe.
Yeah, Wilson's matchup is good. He just doesn't have a quarterback. Like Marcus Jones is out. He'll probably see Christian Gonzalez, but it doesn't matter. He'll be open, but nobody can get him the ball. It's Jordan Addison.
Fair. It's not fair, Joe.
Don't overthink your Jordan Addison shares. He's probably like a top 15 receiver at the moment.
All right, so Caesar says that he traded Kamara, JSN, and Warren for Kupp. He feels like he overpaid, but he's weak at wide receiver. He also says that it gave him Zeke and McKinnon, who he was going to drop anyway.
I'm going to assume this is redraft. Caesar, I know you're here, so if you can say if this is redraft or dynasty.
Yeah, it's a big difference for me.
That would very much help. But I'll start. Screw Alvin Kamara. That man's a joke. I don't think Alvin Kamara is good at all. And JSN is more of a blow up in the future, and probably Jaylen Warren as well when it is redraft. Okay. Oh
yes.
Yeah, you won. Easy.
Yeah,
you got the best player in the deal.
I'm very nervous about Cooper Kupp. I don't know if he's back in week 5, but that said, it's a pair of scraps for the upside of a top 5 weekly option. So, and that's pretty much overall, not limited to wide receiver. So, yeah, I'll take the Kupp side, which I think is the first time I've said that all year.
Yeah, you got the best player in this, and Jerick McKinnon is known for blowing up later on in seasons recently. And as much as I don't think Zeke is anywhere near what he was and is not going to figure out this Patriots offense, they're going to use him at some point. So, yeah, it's fine.
Probably say the same thing to describe Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, so I'll say Matt said something in here about he's waiting for Kamara to get back. Matt, I haven't seen your name in here before. It might be somebody new, or unless I'm just.
In which case, welcome.
Yeah, I have goldfish brain, but. Why I don't like Alvin Kamara. He's a great 1B option because when he runs in between the tackles, he's not very efficient. He's very efficient as the second change of pace guy. So when they put him as the feature back last year, I told everyone to avoid him like the plague because the year prior when they did that and got him more involved, he wasn't as good. He was ugly. It was like an ugly top 10 running back performance. It was just hot and cold. He was very either 30 points or 5. And that I hate that from an RB1. Last year was terrible. He scored 3 touchdowns all season. All 3 of them came in one game. So he's not very efficient over a long period of time. He's not built to be a 3-down running back. He's built to be a change of pace running back. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Matt. Love you. But yeah, he's just not built to be a change. He's not built to be a 3-down running back. He's built to be a change of pace running back. And he's very good at it because outside of the tackles in the open space, I will say Alvin Kamara is probably one of the best out of the backfield at avoiding open field tackles. The issue is when you're getting a handoff in a tailback situation, you're not in the open field, especially when New Orleans offensive line sits about middle of the pack in the NFL. He's not running behind San Francisco or Philadelphia's offensive line. So that's my issue. I'm not the biggest fan of Kamara in fantasy because if Mark Ingram was still there was a 1B. Hell, if Zeke was there taking the punishment, Alvin Kamara is probably a top 5 fantasy running back, but there's no one taking the punishment.
See, let me ask you that, though, not to linger on this question too long, but last year we had nothing as the RB2. It was abysmal. And this year, now Jamal Williams is obviously sidelined, but I like Kendre Miller. I think Kendre Miller is a much better player than whoever they had last year. And do you think that is the 1B, the 1A, whatever what you want to call it, the thumper, if you want to call him that they didn't have last year to open up Kamara?
I want to see it first because I agree. I think Jamal could have been that guy. I think Kendre is better because he just says, younger. But yes, I just need to see it first. I need Kendre Miller to start every single game. That's what I need. And then I need Alvin Kamara to come in on 2nd and 3rd down and run checkdowns because Derek Carr was not known as a check down guy at points in his career until recently. He was throw the ball deep, which he still does very well. But Josh Jacobs was heavily involved in the passing game last year. So I need to see that with Kamara before I am out here saying that, Alvin Kamara's back, folks. Look out. I think he's going to be rusty. You're getting a guy who hasn't seen real game speed in 9 months. So it's going to take him when he comes back 2 to 3 weeks to actually get ready. You're halfway through your fantasy football season. Ugh, scary.
Ugh, scary, he said.
Ugh, yeah.
Speaking of Kendre, our good buddy Carrington wants to know who has more fantasy points this week, Kendre or Taysom Hill?
Oh, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
It better be Kendre Miller. First off, Carrington, fuck you, first off, okay? Fuck you. Second, it better be Kendre Miller, all right?
If we're manifesting a Taysom Hill week over Kendre Miller, I will freak the fuck out. I can curse on this show. I will freak the fuck out.
Yes, you can curse.
I was going to say, Joe literally just said
I know. That's what it reminded me.
I say it's incredible for the people that we have subscribed and people that are new. I will just say fuck you through the screen.
Oh, he will. He will insult you.
Yeah.
No,
in a polite way. In a polite way. But yeah.
In a polite way?
No.
Matt says you're super excited for Kamara's 50 points incoming, Joe.
I'll save Matt's fuck you for the end of the show.
Right. Are you saving it or did you just do it?
No. We're fine.
All right. Emil is trying to trade away Garrett Wilson. Who can he get for him?
This isn't fair. This is just all these Garrett Wilson questions. I know we have to answer them. I know we have to ask them because we're feeling them, but it's painful because it's not as much as it should be. Because he will still have good weeks this year because he can rip off a 70-yard slant for a touchdown because he's a freaking freak. But I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think about what that equates to in a player value, and it's probably a Alvin Kamara type of thing. Right?
Emil, I would wait for him to have a blow-up game and hope that it's this week against the Patriots because he's really, really primed to... Faith, we're fucking terrible. I want the number 1 draft pick. I want the Patriots to go 0-17. We are so bad. We did not...
I am good with the Patriots going 0-17 if Georgia can win the 3-peat. I will make that trade every single day and play on Sundays.
The Patriots have had no business losing games by less than a touchdown this season. Zero business. Because if you looked at even the box score, you would say, holy shit, they got curb stomped. If you looked at just the box score, it is painful watching that team. I would wait for a blow-up week, and I imagine you're going to need receiver help, so trading receiver for receiver normally isn't great. But I don't know, a high-end RB2? Try it. I don't just throw stuff out. You don't know until you throw stuff out there. And if you have a Jets fan in your league, throw it at the Jets fan because he's probably more inclined to give up. Hey, you know what? Go get James Cook. How about that? Garrett Wilson for James Cook. I think somebody's going to give up on James Cook. So I would go Garrett Wilson for James Cook. Try that. Whoever has James Cook, just try it.
You said if you have a Jets fan in your life, go ask them because they're more likely to give up. And then you said something else, and I just thought you were going to stop it. They're just more likely to give up.
Yeah, that's no. So stupid.
The Jets are back, baby. We got Aaron Rodgers.
Go get James Cook. I think his usage is fantastic. Or hell, Josh Jacobs did nothing last week.
Maybe he didn't swing for Garrett.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You don't know until you throw it out there.
Always
ask. Now, don't ask stupid questions because if Josh Jacobs had
stupid questions.
If Josh Jacobs had 2 really good weeks, then that's a stupid question. But like, he also just had the lowest efficiency ever in NFL history. I'm just saying he had the worst week in NFL history for a running back. It's not a bad question at that point. Okay, next one.
Okay, before we get to questions, I just have to address our second favorite Zollo, who is just like losing his mind in this chat. For those of you who don't know, this is Joe's younger brother, G.
Hi, G.
So he wants 0-17. He's literally all caps. Bottom 5 roster in the league, no doubt. And Bill keeps us in every game.
For everyone saying Bill Belichick is a terrible head coach, look at this fucking roster and look at how we are still in games. It is mind-boggling, the fact that we have been even close to 500 the last 2 seasons. Mind-boggling.
He's legitimately concerned we lose tomorrow to Zach fucking Bummy Wilson.
Yeah.
And he won't beat us. We'll just lose the game. End scene.
Yes, there you go.
Thank you, G, for your contributions every weekend. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Alex wants to know, start 2, Kelly, Mattison, Herbert, Michael.
Yeah, I'm in on the Mattison bounce back this week. I know it's been a very painful first 2 weeks, but listen, Cam Akers isn't playing this week. If that was even factoring in, it doesn't for me, but I love the matchup. He's had 2 rough ones so far, so I'm going Mattison and Josh Kelly. Again, I'm just going to play them against each other and hope that both fall in the end zone. Herbert's been I just don't trust that usage right now. It's been 8 touches, and that's what I'm getting. And Joe's about to spit some fire or something because he's rubbing his hands.
Oh, yeah. That's what Joe does when he's like.
I'm trying to. So Alex said something very nice. He says, thank you for all your advice. And
don't
Alex,
thank us yet.
Listen, I appreciate it. And I don't know your situation, right? I don't know your situation. But to me, it looks bad because I don't know. Like, I imagine we're starting 2 running backs because these are your 2 starters. Now, maybe you had Eckler, right? Fair. Maybe you went hero RB and took Eckler and you got the shit end of the stick. Now you got Josh Kelly. Fine. This is a bad situation, my friend. This is a bad situation, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. If you have Zach Charbonnet available or Kendre Miller, go drop Herbert and go pick up one of them and start them. Because
I was with you until that last bit. What do
you mean?
Zach Charbonnet has not seen nearly the usage that you need.
You want to know why? Here's what I'm playing. Ryan has his 2 touchdown specials on Wednesday. The last 2 weeks, he has called 2 touchdown specials for the starting running back. It has been the backup running back that has gotten both of those touchdowns. You want to know who he called this week? Kenneth Walker. You want to know who's getting him? Zach Charbonnet. That is just me playing mind games, but realistically, go pick up Kendre Miller because I'm looking. He's available in 85% of ESPN leagues. He's got to be available in your league. Go drop Khalil Herbert. Go pick up Kendre Miller. And just flip a coin on the other 2.
Alex says it's Dynasty.
Oh, it's Dynasty.
So, yeah, no Kendre Miller.
You ain't picking up Kendre Miller. I heard Tony Jones Jr. scored 2 touchdowns last week.
Oh, come on. Let's not do this. Listen, it's been bad for Mattison.
No, against your will, you have to go Mattison and Kelly. Because whatever the Bears got $100,000 worth of field equipment stolen from them.
Yeah,
nothing is going right.
Is that what that whole FBI or whoever it was thing was about in Chicago?
Well, there's the whole defensive coordinator situation who resigned, the DC, and now Eberflus is calling the play. It's a mess. They're keeping it so pretty close-lipped, but
it's so funny.
It's a good week to be off on Chicago.
I just remember reading something about Justin Fields being questioned and
look, I'm very excited for Justin Fields to run for 120 yards. That's what I'm excited for, because he's just good. He's going to do it. He said, I'm going to listen to my instincts, right? He said, I'm going to listen to my instincts. Good. That means don't throw the fucking football because you're bad at it, and run.
Come on, man. They've drawn up zero. Used the same play 3 times in a row last week.
Did you see the mic'd up moment between Devin White and DJ Moore?
I did.
Devin White said, I miss tackling you, go gadget. They ain't using you right. And DJ Moore said, tell me about it. Oh my God. It's almost like DJ Moore hasn't been used correctly his whole fucking career, and maybe somebody should use him right because he's good. All right, next question.
Question.
Fuck the Bears.
Carrington wants to know, start one in a PPR. Dotson, Burks, or Cooks? Michael.
Ooh, you haven't been able to trust Brandin Cooks so far this year, even though he missed week 2. So unfortunately, he's out there despite the better matchup. And Cleveland's defense is legit. Despite allowing 26 points, most of that came from Deshaun Watson himself. So I'm going to go Jahan Dotson and just hope that Terry McLaurin. Although actually the weather, remembered, saw that there will be over 30-mile-per-hour winds in that Buffalo game.
And so, Cleveland is also not supposed to have good weather, and the game is in Cleveland.
Okay, so God damn.
That's why I was like, I think Brandin Cooks is the by default answer.
Oh, good God.
And you got to hope he just catches one deep ball because Dotson and Burks will have weather involved.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Dotson I'm staying away from because of that weather. I don't love the matchup for Burks, and if there's weather involved, that's also tough. So, I might be back exactly where I started, where I said I wouldn't go. And now I might be going with Brandin Cooks and just chasing the best offense and the best matchup with non-hurricane winds.
Indoors in Arizona against a terrible defense. Again, your only issue is Dallas's defense could score the 40 points in that game instead of their offense. Now, Arizona actually didn't look against the Giants. Arizona didn't actually look terrible on the offensive side of the football last week. I don't think they're going to be good. Let's just get that out of the way. But they could at least put up somewhat of a fight. I'm not going to lie. Arizona's offense could put up the best fight that the Cowboys have seen all year. And that's sad. And yes, the Cowboys defense has looked all worldly. They played Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones, Josh Dobbs.
And just lost Trayvon Diggs midweek.
I just want to see Dallas against a good offense. I just want to see him against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and we'll see the true test. They have beaten down on the teams they're supposed to beat down on. Don't get me wrong, but they actually need to play a real NFL team before we can begin crowning them as the best defense in the NFL. Because San Francisco has been that for a while now.
So to clarify, I did go to the Weather Channel, and Cleveland is looking at winds from 15 to 25 miles an hour Sunday. So
I'm pretty sure there's a chance of rain too. Cleveland will always have a chance of bad weather because they're right on the lake.
It's that lake effect weather.
Yeah, sorry, Carrington. Cooks is the guy by default because of weather. It sucks.
G just wants everybody to remember that Jeff Wilson is eligible to return next week. He is very, very excited. And then he says, what about Jeff Wilson?
Well, he's not eligible to return until next
Jeff
week.
Wilson, G.
He's not eligible to return next week. I also like Carrington talked about TikTok boy.
Oh, yeah.
Right over Sicoli's left shoulder.
TikTok boy.
Yeah, right over Sicoli's left shoulder.
Juju on that beat.
I miss him with this. It's weird. I don't normally miss players that have flamed out so tremendously, but I really do miss Juju Smith-Schuster. He's
so bad. He's so bad. He's terrible. Dude. No,
and for those of you watching that think, Joe and G are brothers, they agree on things all the time. If you've been around a while, you know that Joe and G agree on nothing except for that the Patriots are terrible. They want to lose every single game, and we suck.
Imagine signing Juju Smith-Schuster to the same contract as Jacoby Myers. Imagine.
Hey, I wrote an article about that.
Yeah. Imagine doing that. All right, next question.
Chris wants to know in a full PPR, he needs a flex. Raheem Mostert, Rachaad White, George Pickens. It's a two-parter, so we'll start with his flex. Mostert, White, or Pickens? Michael.
Good options. I mean, realistically, I know White just had the big week, but I'm going Mostert here and leaning on his big week too. So he's got the workload. We just mentioned Salvon Ahmed is probably out, which, you know, any of his touches are probably going to the rookie anyway, and Devon Achane. So I like Mostert. I'm kind of just riding those wheels until they fall off. So yeah, I mean, if I need a ceiling play, I don't think Mostert has that ceiling this week. Maybe I go Pickens, but Pickett can't throw a touchdown. So I'm leaning all in with Mostert.
Joe?
Mostert, Rachaad White is bad and has a terrible matchup. And George Pickens, yeah, the Steelers offense has looked terrible. So
let them do it before we start playing them again.
Yeah.
All right, and the second parter is tight end. Are you starting Hunter Henry or Sam Laporta, Michael?
Yeah, I'll play Henry as long as Henry is pretty much my locked-in play here. My only consideration for Laporta is if I'm on Ross sits. Right now it's trending that he will play, but if he sits, I'd be more interested in Laporta. Still, Hunter Henry's been we're the lone bright spot of the Patriots this season. So
which is terrifying.
Yeah, I'll go with
Well, there's two bright spots. Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne, who needs to see 100% of the fucking snaps because he's the best receiver on the team. So
probably, yeah.
Hunter Henry, yes. Hunter Henry.
All right. Jelly of the Month Club.
I love it. I love it. I don't know what it means, but I love it.
It's from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He thought he was getting a big, but still, he thought he was getting a big Christmas bonus, and his Christmas bonus was a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. That's why Cousin A kidnaps him. Hello. Jeez.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, so with no Dobbins, Saquon, or Monty this week, and he's a big underdog. He's starting Roschon over Herbert for game script. Should he hold on to Herbert or snag, I'm guessing, Devon Achane or Spears? Michael?
Yikes. That's kind of my answer to this, is just an overall yikes. If I have to provide an answer beyond yikes, I'll probably say drop Herbert for Achane and hope he carves out that 1B role. I'm fully 2 feet in, everything on board, key in the conductor. That's not even a saying on this Miami offense. So I'm all in on any pieces I can get. So hopefully Achane carves out a role because Herbert's not doing it.
Joe.
Yeah. I would probably go Roschon Johnson because he's getting just more snaps in general.
Oh, I agree with playing Roschon, by the way. I was saying then drop Herbert for Achane.
Yeah, that's fine. I like Spears more than Achane because he feels like Leon Washington to me. Devon Achane does. So I think Tyjae Spears has been getting a lot of good playtime. If this is standard, it's Devon Achane. Tyjae Spears is not getting rushing yards. He's getting passing game work. But they both have situations where Derrick Henry's getting old and can go down at any point. Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson have shown to be the least reliable running backs in the NFL. So, but I would go Roschon, and I would pick up either Achane or Spears. I think Achane will go quicker, so pick up Achane, and then if something happens with him or Tyjae Spears, has a pop game or Derrick Henry goes down, then go pick him up. But I think people are going to be quicker to grab Achane than they are Tyjae Spears. So if Achane does well, flip him for something because it's not going to continue. So go get Achane, drop Herbert. He's fucking done.
All right. OD wants to know, are you starting the Jags D or the Seahawks D? Michael.
I like both these plays this week. I know Seattle's been very disappointing defensively, but again, no Bryce Young, which arguably helps the Panthers this week, honestly.
The Jags are playing Houston.
Yeah, I'll still go the
Seattle's
Jaguars.
Playing Carolina.
I'm still going the Jaguars because I just believe through so many passing attempts CJ Stroud has to. He is bound for a few turnovers, as well as that offensive line is right now the allowing the most pressures and the most sacks in the league. So I will chase that Jaguars defense and hope that Josh Allen can perform some black magic like he did in week 1. So that's where I lean, but I think both are going to be good plays.
Joe?
Jaguars defense. I think having Andy Dalton, who's actually played games in Seattle, is a worse situation for the Seahawks defense. So Jaguars.
All right. Elixirs. Stop playing standard leagues. In his STD league, he needs to start 2. Puka Nacua, DJ Moore, Sky Moore, or Christian Watson. Michael.
All right, let's get Nacua out of this list because he is automatically an auto start in every single format, even standard. Especially when
he's injured. He's injured. He plays Monday night. That's why he's asking.
He was injured last week too. Everything I've seen has suggested that he's going to play. I don't know if there's been anything. Yeah, he returned to practice Friday. It's the same schedule.
He'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine. That's why he's in this question. But yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay. Fair enough for pointing that out. Plus it being a Monday night, I appreciate that. But I'll still lock in Nacua and expect him to play, given it's the same injury schedule as last week. And then after that, I don't think Watson plays, so it's between the 2 Moores, and I'm gonna go DJ just because he's the better player. And I know you have all your Justin Fields hate, but I'm hoping he goes out with a mission this week to just do whatever the hell he wants, and I'll be running the ball and throwing it to DJ.
Joe.
If Christian Watson plays, it's Watson over DJ Moore, but yeah, it's DJ Moore. Sky Moore he's a punt returner. That's what Sky Moore is. He's a punt returner, special teams player. So if Watson was healthy, no doubt in my mind it's Watson and Nacua. But yeah, you got to pray that they are just running screen passes to DJ Moore and he is raking in the yardage. That's what you have to pray for. So yeah, Nacua should honestly outperform like all 3 of those guys combined. So
yeah,
you should be good.
All right. Braves fan 527 is asking Zay Flowers or Christian Kirk this week.
Zay Flowers. Indianapolis is the only worst. Like, if the Chargers can't defend a fly, then neither can the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm going Zay Flowers. I love him to hit every over this week, so I'm all in with him.
Joe?
Yeah, Zay Flowers. Again, it says Houston has a top 10 fantasy defense against receivers. It's because teams don't need to throw against the Texans because they can just run. And yes, Baltimore did struggle against them to start. It's week 1, first half of the season. They did lose Derek Stingley, which does, hurt them, but Stingley was going to see Calvin Ridley anyway. Yeah. Kirk was not going to see him. Kirk is probably going to see the same guy who's playing in the slot regardless. Zay Flowers will have a good week. The only thing that worries me is Kenny Moore in the slot, but he'll be fine.
Kenny Moore has been beaten plenty of times before.
Yeah, he's not what he was 2-3 years ago. So Zay Flowers.
In the league that I talked about earlier that I had, Joe Burrow, Stetson Bennett, and Aaron Rodgers. I just dropped Stetson for Andy Dalton.
Congrats. You got yourself a starter.
There you go.
Painful. It hurt in my Dynasty league, but
dog.
Shouldn't have.
Yeah, shouldn't have.
He's boy.
That's AD all day.
For you.
The red rifle.
What'd you say, Michael?
I said he's done all he can for you. He has given you everything he could possibly give you, and good for him.
Which is 0 points and 0 NFL pass attempts in the
Nobody gave me 2 back-to-back national champions.
As a Georgia fan, he's given faith.
Do you not have an IR spot in your Dynasty League? He's on IR.
Yeah, that too. I was actually wondering. Oh, let's fix these.
You don't have a taxi squad spot? You could have kept Stetson Bennett. That's all I'm saying. Regardless. We're not here to talk about Stetson
Bennett. Too late,
Bennett.
I dropped him.
Oh my god.
I'm sure you'll have a fierce fight to get him back on your team.
Oh no.
Wait, sure.
Yeah, oh no. All right. Next one.
All right, Braves fan wants to know if he should start Chase this week.
Yeah.
No, Jamar.
We really probably need to see the other options to realistically answer that. But Jamar Chase is still a freak, so you just take him down to that Garrett Wilson type of level with probably a boost. Because maybe Jake Browning is better than Zach Wilson. That's possible. But Yeah, it's a tentative yes, but it really depends on either options. Like, I'd play George Pickens over Jamar Chase this week.
All right, Joe, answer
the one thing that I will say is that they are apparently using Jamar Chase in very, very close to the line of scrimmage. I imagine Jake Browning, if he plays, is not going to be throwing the ball very deep. So you're not sitting. You're probably second or third overall pick in your entire draft. Okay? You're not sitting him. Okay? His matchup is good. He has a good matchup against the Rams. The Rams aren't very good in the secondary. You have to trust that his skill and his coaching staff at some point will say, what the fuck are we doing? And just look back to what they've done the last 2 years and say, oh, maybe we should do that. And that's what I'm hoping the Bears will do and be like, oh, remember in week 8 when we decided to run a middle school style offense against the New England Patriots and they couldn't stop it and we beat them and Justin Fields actually looked good for once? Maybe we should do that again and maybe not make him the next Tom Brady because he can't pass in the pocket. Let's get him out moving a little more. Trust that Jamar Chase will be good. You have to trust that. He is, behind Justin Jefferson, the most skilled wide receiver in the NFL, bar none. You got to trust it.
It's ultimately how much pain can you feel if he's on your bench and has a big week. So that feeling
Pain.
is.
I am in Spain without the S.
Exactly, and
that's what you'll be saying.
That answer is why he should probably still be in your lineup. But again, if it's an 8-man league or something like that, I could see better options.
He says he has Christian Kirk and Josh Reynolds on his bench. I don't like Christian Kirk, but if Josh Reynolds plays against Atlanta, fine. But I still think you're not. Josh Reynolds is gonna have a great week against Atlanta if he plays. I'm not sitting Jamar Chase for either of them. So yeah, you got to go Chase. Find a way to get Reynolds in your lineup if there's a spot and he's healthy. But no, don't go for that. You got to roll with Jamar Chase in that standpoint.
So yeah. Ryan has a question.
Don't even put it up there. No. We're not answering this question, Ryan, you dink. All right? Because this involves somebody on the stream. Okay? You dink.
That's why I have been dying.
Whatever side Faith is on, I want that side. I don't trade. I don't know. I don't care.
Elixers wants to know, or actually, he's just sharing that in weeks 7 through 10, Taysom Hill is going to eat. What is he going to eat? Turf?
T Hill.
Probably turkey, right?
Taylor Swift Hill.
Taylor Swift. Did you say turkey?
Taylor
it's right around, we're getting close to that Thanksgiving time, week 7 to 10.
Getting close. We haven't even fucking crossed to October. What do you mean we're getting close to? We're closer to Christmas than we are to Thanksgiving. Let's back it the fuck up here, okay?
How does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Halloween?
Don't look at me and say that doesn't make sense. We are closer to Christmas than we are to Thanksgiving. Don't look at me like that doesn't make sense.
I'm not letting that slide.
I know there's people in the chat that 100% understand where I'm coming from. We are closer to Christmas than we are to Thanksgiving.
I really did. I was like, no. If it makes you feel any better, Ryan Sicoli's been trying to trade with me all week too, and he's gotten absolutely nowhere.
Nowhere. We're on the 5-yard line right here, Faith. All right.
Well, we were on the 1-yard line, and then I saw the recent trade, and I was like,
no. You're on your own 5-yard line. You're on your own 5-yard line.
Yeah. And then I was like, no.
This is
personal foul.
This next one.
15-minute.
This next one's really interesting.
All right, DJ Quill wants to know James Cook or Arham in a full PPR for flex. Michael.
James Cook. Listen, the usage is fantastic. The matchup is solid. I'll still play James Cook. I want nothing to do with the Patriots against the Jets. I want absolutely nothing to do with that.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, I thought Sicoli was going to say Ramondre Stevenson, so I thought I was going to have to, explain why. But no, it's James Cook. That's not even a question. Ramondre Stevenson's going to have the ugliest top 12 performance for a running back like he's had the last 2 weeks. But it's going to be completely ugly. James Cook will probably end up high inside unless the Commanders defense shows out, because that defensive line is legit. And Jamin Davis has looked very good, and Cam Curl is a beast of a safety. James Cook, because I think
Washington. I think Washington plays well in this game on defense. I just think Cook's going to catch more passes, and ultimately that's the difference.
Yeah, and they're going to have to keep it close to the line of scrimmage, like we talked about with that weather anyway. So. Yep. James Cook.
Carrington is out here making predictions for Taysom Hill. 4 rushes, 8 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kendre's 15 rushes, 100 yards, and 0 touchdowns.
Carrington, I hope when you're out driving today that just like a porcupine needle fell off of the porcupine and it pokes the side of your tire. And you go, and then a nail goes in your other tire. And then you go, and then somebody thought they thought it was a different person's car, so they deflate one of your other tires. So only 3 of them are deflated, and insurance doesn't cover it because not all 4 are deflated. That's what I hope, Carrington. That's what I hope. Okay.
That's vicious.
Stay home. Stay home. All right. Stay home. That's my advice to you today.
On a Lego or something, but
stay home.
Yeah, okay.
I cannot breathe right now.
Stay home.
Oh my gosh!
No, it would be no fun if I said step on a Lego. Come on.
Well, I'm not.
We wouldn't be Joe Zollo.
Yeah,
Caesar wants to know in a flex spot. Start 1: Sanders, Judy, Hall, DJ Moore, or Goddard. And he has Justin Fields, R.I.P.
Or Sanders. No, kidding.
Michael.
It's Miles Sanders.
Yeah, it's Miles Sanders. I'm waiting for the Judy blow up game after missing week 1 and disappointing week 2. But it's Miles Sanders going to see too many touches against a weak Seattle front.
Joe.
Yeah, I will go Miles Sanders as well. I don't like Jerry Jeudy, Dallas Goedert. Tampa covers tight ends pretty well. They have probably the best linebacking tandem in the NFL, and Antoine Winfield's very good. Fruit fly. I don't know if I got him. Sorry, had to get him. And then DJ Moore, I missed him. It's all upside with Moore, and you're just really hoping that they're peppering him underneath and he gets a lot of yards after the catch. So Miles Sanders should have a good week. Seattle's defenses looked terrible, and they're probably going to rely on Sanders a lot with Dalton starting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Alex is talking about his wild trade. In a 12-man, 3-flex PPR, he had Burrow, Olave, Hopkins, Bijan, Sanders, Freiermuth, Scary Terry, Addison, and London. He traded Bijan for ETN and James Cook. He asked for thoughts from the chat, but I'm going to ask for your thoughts as well. Sicoli. Joe?
I'm just rereading.
You guys look both very
I also reread it. I'm trying to just decide how needy he is at running back, and honestly, I probably would have liked to get an upgraded receiver with your Hopkins, at Terry, Drake London trio there. I would have liked to get a better option.
Jordan Addison's in there.
No, I know. That's why I skipped him, because he's good and Olave's good. But it's 2 options among 5 names, and I don't mind Bijan or Sanders. So I probably would have liked to upgrade at receiver, but that said, value for value, I do like ETN and James Cook. Despite me not liking James Cook initially, the usage has been great. So it's probably a fairly even deal. I just probably would have liked to cash in for a elite tight end or a wide receiver upgrade.
Joe?
I'm okay with it. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But that's what, to me, it's even. To me, it's even. The best player is Bijan, but when you can flex 3 and you clearly needed somebody to flex over some of those receivers, you can now start ETN and flex James Cook or vice versa. You can do that. So I think what you were trying to do was correct and fine. I drafted Bijan. I was in a position to draft Bijan first in almost every league I was in, so I have a share of Bijan in pretty much every single redraft league. I'm not ready to. I'm not selling him for anything at this point. But what you were doing was correct. I do like what you did. It made sense. Yeah, it made sense for what you were doing. So I'm good with it.
All right. Mr. Butter wants to know if he starts Burrow or Howell this week. Michael.
Howell. I'm not counting on. Again, we just talked about the weather being the issue in that Buffalo game. That is tough because I don't think Burrow plays. That's, so I'm really choosing me 0 points and potentially -1. So I'm shushing that. I'm getting shushed now. I don't know.
You're getting shushed. Don't you dare say that Burrow doesn't play. I need him.
And I won't say Burrow won't play.
He's my starting quarterback in Scott Fishbowl.
Okay. Joe Burrow, I'm not talking about him, but Jake Browning will start on Monday night. And I think that means you play Howell by default. But I'd probably play Jake Browning over both these names because I don't think Burrow plays, and I don't think Howell's going to be great against a windy Buffalo defense.
Joe.
You have to go Burrow. I wouldn't start Sam Howell. I wouldn't mind Sam Howell if the weather was fine, but start Burrow. Just get Jake Browning in case Burrow doesn't play.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Joe.
Yeah.
Stop, because you're killing my vibe. Because you and I unstarred at the same time, meaning you unstarred one and then beat me to it, but I found it. Just let me do my job.
Sorry, I was helping you. I apologize.
And now we come to what might possibly be my favorite comment, favorite question of all time of this show.
But do you know why?
But I need to know. First of all, I think this is my favorite because it could apply to either one. But, Joe, who do you think this applies to?
It applies to me because you want to know why? Remember when I said we're closer to Christmas than we are to Thanksgiving? G knows exactly what I'm talking about.
In which case, your dad is talking about both of you.
Yeah, that's fine because he's fucking wrong. He doesn't have hair on his head. He doesn't have an argument.
Fun fact.
He doesn't have hair.
Okay,
he's bald. He doesn't have an argument here.
I think he knows what doesn't have hair on his head means. I think Michael's confused about being closer to Christmas than Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I understand the ball.
Have you seen any Thanksgiving sales? Have you seen any Thanksgiving sales?
Yeah.
Have you?
I haven't seen Christmas sales this year.
Fall decor.
I've been seeing Christmas sales for a while now. Okay, they've been touting Christmas forever. I'm just saying. It makes fucking sense. If you have Thanksgiving as a top holiday, leave. Listen. People have turkey at Thanksgiving, and then they say, "Oh, let's have a turkey again on Christmas."
No.
What's the point of Thanksgiving?
It's not about the turkey. It's about the apple pie.
We have steak on Christmas. Apple pie. What?
On Thanksgiving?
No.
Yeah.
You have pumpkin pie or you have no pie.
No, you have both.
Or at our house, you have a chocolate silk pie. It just abandoned the pumpkins.
We're hitting all the important questions.
How about fuck all you? My logic makes sense, and G agrees, right?
Which if G agrees with you, that should be your first clue that it's stupid.
My dad is bald. He has no argument, and I will stand by that.
What does bald have to do with anything?
He does. I don't know. He has zero argument. Okay.
So for those of you watching earlier, when I pulled up G's first question and I said our second favorite Zollo, for the record, Lou is our first favorite Zollo. Joe falls squarely as third. Actually, his mom might be third over Joe. We love Joe, but the rest of the Zollos are kind of baller. Braves fan.
Again, Dad, ask a fucking question next time.
Braves. To be fair, G didn't ask any questions. He just
but he came
shouted Jeff Wilson
season.
Jr. from the rooftops like usual. Braves fan says he has Z Flowers starting, but wants to know if he should keep him starting over Christian Kirk, even with the weather. Sicoli.
Is the weather bad for the Ravens game? Sorry,
it's supposed to be because the game is in Washington and in Baltimore. So yes, theoretically, yes.
And North Carolina just got hit with a tropical storm today, so they're probably expecting weather to linger in the area.
Got it.
I think Zay's fine. He's going to play close to the line of scrimmage. I think Zay's fine.
Yeah, the way he gets his fantasy points is they design all these touches for him, and that's what happened in week 1 and why it kind of fell off a little bit in week 2. But He's number one in the NFL in target share right now. It's like 47%. So I'm taking Zay Flowers here.
Joe.
Zay.
All right. DJ Quill, which I just think of Star-Lord every time I read this. Hunter Henry or Dalton Kincaid? Sicoli.
Henry. I said I wouldn't play any Patriots, but Henry's the only Patriot I would play.
Joe.
Hunter Henry.
All right. Alex wants to know a little trivia.
Dog.
Do y'all remember when Jerome Bettis had 5 rushes for 1 yard and 3 tutties?
Jerome Bettis. Taysom Hill. Same player.
Stop it.
Same exact player.
Get the hell out of here.
Same exact player when you think about
Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, same player.
it. When you think about it. When you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it.
Okay. So every week, Caesar. Every week. And then once again, Joe is going off.
He didn't even.
Or
He
she's
said,
going off. Christmas is all I have in North Dakota.
yeah,
Turkey sucks, it blows, and
it
apple
does.
pie
It's
is
terrible. Unless it's fried turkey, it's disgusting.
Josh
This is
says that
so wrong.
he'll remember that the next time he doesn't make you work over Thanksgiving week, Joe.
Come down to Florida and kick you right in the nuts.
She says the fact that American pie is the American, or apple pie is the American staple makes him sick. And then
You have never had a Costco apple pie. You have never had a Costco apple pie on.
Dude,
on
my grandmother makes shit homemade and it's not that good.
Okay,
It's not good.
okay, so it's homemade. Y'all are fucking up. You guys are fucking.
Will says sweet potato pie over pumpkin pie.
How about no
Oh no.
and have ice cream like an American?
Josh
okay?
Hudson every day, twice on Sundays.
Time
Well,
out,
hold on, time out. It depends on what the situation is. If I need a laugh, I'm going Joe Zollo 100%. If I need somebody to bring the energy up, I'm going Joe Zollo 100%. If I need somebody to tell me the things that I need to hear but don't want to hear, I'm going Josh Hudson. If I want to be uplifted, I'm going Joe Zollo.
You want to be uplifted? You're going me? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you drunk this morning? Are you high?
No, I'm
Weed's
not.
legal
But
in
I also
Florida
know
now.
that you won't get into deep, serious conversation with me like Josh will, because we don't have that kind of relationship.
First off, if you ask anybody this question, it's me. Okay? And Josh agrees. All right? I know that for a fact that he agrees. Okay? And again, Lou. Hey, Lou, fuck you. All right? See you in a week when you help me move. I appreciate it. but
Restarting.
still,
There's a
fuck you.
question.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
helped me
my
move in
favorite
a week.
part.
He's
There's
helped
a
me move in a
question.
week. I just say, fuck you, Lou.
He's helping you move, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna
Fuck,
do that.
fuck you, Dad. You
You know what, Lou? Don't show up. You can help Maggie move, but don't help Joe. Joe doesn't
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll carry the couch by myself. Don't worry.
Have fun.
Rip.
Matt wants to know, is Alec Pierce droppable in Dynasty if he was looking to pick up Tony Jones?
Not
Tony
for
Jones
sure.
is the 4th running back on his depth chart when everyone's healthy. Do not do that.
Yeah, not for Tony Jones.
Yeah, do not. No.
He's just not that good. He's not gonna last. Yeah.
This pertains to this question, but also Joe's comments earlier about everybody choosing him over Josh, and then Carrington just says Joe will tell you to F off and put holes in your tires.
Yep. Yeah. Politely though. Politely.
And then G says that Joe is a second half player, so he's coming off the bench.
Yeah. They call me the bench warmer.
TJ Quill wants to know, Tua or Lamar? Sicoli.
Lamar and the rainstorm should shape well for him to run it. It's a good matchup, but Tua's as steady as it comes, and Denver is not very good. So I'm gonna go Tua, especially if Waddle plays. Extra bonus if Waddle plays.
Joe.
I am going Tua. I don't love it, but if Sam Howell can rip up the Broncos defense on the road in his first start in Mile High, Tua can do it at home against the Broncos, who will go 0-3. So,
Scampers, welcome. Scampers wants to know, is he a madman for wanting to bench McCorkle for Minshew Mania, or the what did you call him earlier, Joe?
dude, the Red Rifle. Have you
Red
never
Rifle.
heard that? Oh,
I thought that's what you said, but I just wanted to.
Oh, there was a kid. This was great in our when we played flag football. We were down in New Orleans for the national championship for NFL flag during Super Bowl week, and there was this kid. Ironically, N'Keal Harry was on that team.
Wow.
Our team takes full credit for him playing tackle football because before that day he had never played a down and tackle football.
Is that why you were so keen on the Patriots drafting him?
Yes. So first off, N'Keal, you're welcome for helping you make money. Sorry that you're terrible in the NFL. Second, they had a kid. I shit you not. He looked like a leprechaun. He was probably 4'8". And this is not an exaggeration.
How old was he?
Tiny little, probably 13 or 14.
Okay.
And
4'8's not really that short at 13.
I said what I said. He would throw the football up to N'Keal, who is at this point in time 6'2". And it was literally, they would be in 3rd and long situations. They have to get 25 yards for the first down. This motherfucker just throws it up, and N'Keal goes. I watched. It was on the sideline. He goes up into quadruple coverage and catches the football. This kid N'Keal runs a corner to the back corner of the end zone. Kid just throws it up, and N'Keal goes up. I was like, do you play defense against this? What are you supposed to do? It was awesome. We called him the Red Rifle the whole tournament. It was awesome.
Very nice. So back to the question. Is Scampers a madman in Scott Fishbowl for wanting to bench McCorkle and start either Minshew or Dalton over him? Sicoli.
Not in the slightest. I'd play Dalton over him with confidence, and I would consider Gardner Minshew, but I wait to see what the weather looks like. So ultimately, my answer is play Dalton because Mac is going to get you negative points this week against the Jets.
Joe.
Andy. Andy Dalton. I don't like the weather. Mac Jones is fine in garbage time. I just don't know if they're going to get garbage time this week because the Jets won't score as many points. So, Andy Dalton. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. It's not a great situation either way, but you're not crazy.
Ryan has amended some things. His trade. Lou just wants everybody to know that he likes Maggie better. Maggie's amazing as well you should. And yes, Lou, this is the best show ever. Thank you for always being here. Appreciate you. Carrington just wants everybody to know that Joe is the Taysom Hill role. That is his role here.
Dude, if I was Taysom Hill and I was getting paid $30 million to come in for 7 plays on offense, what a life. What a fucking life. Are you kidding me? I want to be so bad at my job that I make Daniel Jones money. I want to be that. I want to be so bad that I make $42 million a year. Imagine the worst coworker you have making $42 million a year. How angry would you be? You're Saquon Barkley.
Defending Taysom Hill, and I don't like it.
You're Saquon Barkley. You're a top 5 running back talent in the NFL. And Daniel Jones is making 4 times your salary. What?
Who has a higher yards per carry? Taysom Hill or Saquon Barkley? Come on. Let's think it through next time.
Probably Saquon.
He said, let's think it through next time.
Yeah. Cordell Patterson. All right, next question.
Carrington just wants to give a shout out to Scampers on scoring max points in a week. He's never seen that before in a league. That is Scott Fishwell. And that reminds me, I forgot that you were in LA, Carrington, and I'm like, I never met Carrington, and that frustrates me because good friend of the show here. All right, Keith, Kive.
I'd go Kive.
Kive works. Eagles fan wants to know, in your opinion, without knowing any of the other details, because I hate questions like this, who is winning Bijan and Waddle for Arham, Keenan Allen, and Tyler Lockett?
Bijan and Waddle.
I don't know.
I'm going to go on a limb and assume it's obviously redraft and just take Bijan and Waddle. I mean, we're talking best player in the deal and a receiver that's pretty damn good and arguably the best receiver in the deal. So I'm going to go Bijan and Waddle.
Joe?
I like Keenan Allen more than Jaylen Waddle.
I don't hate that. That's why I said arguably.
I love Keenan Allen. He is a better route runner and has better hands than Jaylen Waddle. Just not as fast. Bijan's better than Ramondre at this point in time. To me, you could even out their skill sets, and Bijan has just much better speed than Stevenson, but situation-wise, not even a question. I would go Bijan and Waddle. Yeah. You're looking at 1-3 for 1-3 for 2, 4, and 5. Lockett's a throw-in. I would go Bijan and Jaylen Waddle.
All right. Flappo is looking for some flex help. He's got to start 2 in a flex. Zay Flowers, Josh Reynolds, Tank Bell, Tutu Atwell, Khalil Herbert, or Cam Akers. He also has Devonta Smith, who is questionable.
Well, we can take Cam Akers out of the equation.
If we take Khalil Herbert out as well and Tutu Atwell out as well. I'm gonna assume Devonta plays. I don't think
he's trending towards playing. He should be fine.
I don't think we have enough concern to sit him, even though he is Monday. So I'd probably be locking in Devonta as one of those spots. So for me, it's between Zay Flowers and Tank Dell, and I'm gonna lean Zay Flowers because again, I love that matchup even with the rain.
Joe.
I will go Zay and Are
you hesitating on Devonta?
No. Oh, sorry. No, Devonta Smith is in the lineup.
Oh, is he in? Because I wasn't sure if that was.
He's in the lineup, but he's listed as questionable for Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zay and if Reynolds plays, I love Reynolds. Atlanta's secondary is terrible.
It's not terrible anymore. They've invested in him, man.
It's bad.
Oh, come on. You gotta adjust.
I'm an AJ Terrell fan. He gives up 4 to 5 big plays a game.
That's fine because now Jesse Bates is back there.
Jesse Bates isn't covering Josh Reynolds. That doesn't matter. I love Jesse Bates. I'm the biggest Jesse Bates fan. He's not covering Josh Reynolds.
No, but he's in the secondary. They didn't have that type of safety.
I don't care.
They've been restrictive so far.
I don't care. Zay Flowers, Devonta, Josh Reynolds.
I'll go Zay Flowers and Tank Dell, and obviously be playing Devonta Smith.
Yeah, you gotta hope he plays. And if Devonta Smith doesn't play, you have Tutu Atwell, who you can sub into the lineup because he plays Monday night, so that's fine.
There you go. All right, so Caesar says he got Goddard off of waivers. Can he trade Kelsey for Lamb/Gibbs? Is that fair? How about Lambs, Gibbs, and Rashad White?
Just don't trade Travis Kelsey. We'll appease
I don't even
Ryan
give
here.
advice, and that's where I'm landing on that
one.
one.
We'll appease Ryan here. Don't trade Travis Kelsey.
That's where I lean as well. We're gonna have a monster week this week.
It's don't. Travis, you never have to worry about any tight end ever because you're just playing Travis Kelsey outside of his bye week. And honestly, you could play Kelsey on his bye week and he probably scores the same amount of points as the guy you picked up on the waiver wire. Tight end is the worst position in fantasy football. Keep Travis Kelsey.
That's Travis Kelsey had just over 12 points this week. Only 5 other tight ends have had better performances than that in the 2 weeks. And we call that a genuinely down week for Travis Kelsey. So, yeah.
Keep Kelsey. Yep.
All right. So Carrington is genuinely concerned for his tires.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
With all the bad mojo that Joe's putting out there, I would too. Sports Spotlight wants to know, would you start Kyren Williams or Christian Kirk? Also, can I ask a trade question? Yes, you can ask a trade question, but make it quick. But Sicoli, are you starting Williams or Kirk?
This is a lot tougher. Even though Kyron's got that backfield, I really don't like Kyren Williams. Man, I guess I go with Kyren. I kind of need another week of Christian Kirk to be buying in right now, so I'll go Kyren Williams reluctantly.
Joe?
Williams.
All right, well, that was easy. Speaking of Williams, Mike Williams or Mike Evans? Sicoli.
Can't bench Mike Evans right now, but Mike Williams against Minnesota, they're both going to be great. I'll go Mike Williams. I'm actually going to switch, but they're both going to be great this week.
Joe.
I'm doubling down that Philly's defense and Darius Slay will follow Mike Evans. like they should have done last week with Justin Jefferson. I think Mike Evans doesn't have as good a week as he's had. I also don't like Mike Williams in the slightest because he always disappoints in good matchups. But he did well last week, Mike Williams.
All right, and Sports Spotlight has come back with the trade question. Should he trade away Aaron Jones and Christian Kirk for Josh Jacobs and Jerry Jeudy in a redraft PPR? Sicoli.
That is tough, but I know where Joe is going to lean because he hates Jerry Jeudy, but I'm going to go Jacobs and Jeudy. I'm going to take the 4 J's and name that my team and be happy about it.
JQ.
I don't even know who the best player in this trade is, in all honesty.
Josh Jacobs. Oh,
that's my question. Who's the best player in this trade? That's my question.
Jacobs, but it's the same tier at this point. You just got the injury situation.
To me, Kirk's better than Jeudy. And I think Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs at this point are a wash unless you want to get Aaron Jones off your roster because you're worried about the injury. But A.J. Dillon, not the answer. A.J. Dillon is not the answer. It's Aaron Jones' backfield. And A.J. Dillon will, steal a couple touchdowns away from Aaron Jones throughout the year. That's fine. I'm going to go Aaron Jones and Christian Kirk. I think Christian Kirk's in a more high-powered offense. Denver still hasn't figured it out. Jerry Jeudy has hands like feet.
All right. Last question. In a flex spot, are you starting Zach Moss, Christian Watson, Dameon Pierce, or George Pickens, Sicoli?
Zach Moss. That's kind of the locked-in play for me right now until I see anything out of the other guys. As much as I like George Pickens, it's Zach Moss right now.
Joey Z.
Pickens. I don't like Zach Moss against that defense.
All right. Well,
especially when they only need to worry about one running back now because Anthony Richardson's not back there.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very entertaining show, as always.
Thank you.
But it was far more entertaining today with the addition of commentary from both Lou and G Zollo. It's always fun when they pop in to give their brother/son crap. We love it.
Okay, that sound like a family in Alabama, all right? Let's get the proper grammar there, okay?
What?
Brother, son, come on.
Brother/son.
Yeah, there you go.
Lord have mercy.
Fuck you, Pa. Yeah.
I mean, you did say it, so.
You teed it up for me. What am I supposed to not say it? Come on. People know what they get when they're coming here.
That's true. That's why they come here.
Yeah.
It's what they look for. All right. Before we leave, Sicoli, tell the people where they can find you, find your work, find any newsletter that you may do.
I do a newsletter. Yeah.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Listen, everything I put out there is on my Twitter at Michael_Sicoli. You got.
Twitter doesn't exist anymore.
It does. It does in my
Twitter.
eyes. X doesn't exist.
It's still Twitter.com.
I agree.
It's still Twitter.com, and I still type that in. It still sends me right to where it's going to be anyway. Yeah, all my stuff on my Twitter. If you like IDP, if you like sports gambling content, if you like offensive stuff, tune into that. And also, Club Fantasy, Dynasty After Party, bi-weekly during the season. That means week 3 is back. So we're going to be live Sunday, 7 p.m. So be sure to tune back in for some Dynasty.
That's tomorrow, guys.
That is tomorrow.
Joe, for the last time from South Dakota.
North Dakota. Good try.
North Dakota. I was in South Dakota last week. It was one of those Dakotas.
Yeah, North Dakota.
How does it feel that this is your last Starts at Different Day from that office, from that bedroom in Bismarck? Joe's ready to leave.
Peace. Love the fans that were here that, came to the games and saw me and made some fans and friends. But yeah, you can see me in the summer next year. So it's fine.
Yay. Joe gets his summers back, which means Joe finally gets to go to the expo, people.
Yeah. You want to go to the expo and see if this is all a facade or if it's real? Come to the expo.
I can confirm it's real. And he doesn't drink caffeine, which is
and if you want a 2-time national champion qualifier and flag football player in your team, talk to you, boy.
Call N'Keal Harry. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, N'Keal Harry actually only
Harry to show up.
N'Keal Harry one
nothing
time.
else going on. I mean,
N'Keal Harry 1-time national championship qualifier. Your boy 2-time national championship qualifier. So, you
can play against Dak next year.
This made the wrong pick.
Hey, look, did we make the wrong pick? Yeah, he's not on our roster anymore. Yeah, we made the wrong pick. Okay, but I'm saying if you need a flag football player, your boy, I can guarantee you I'd probably be one of the best ones there. So no shade to anybody, but
some shade.
Complete shade. Complete shade.
This has been Start Sit Different Day for week 3. I am Faith at FF_Leap of Faith. That is Joe at Joe_Zollo. That is Sicoli at Michael_Sicoli. Follow them. Follow Club Fantasy at Club Fantasy FFL on Twitter, Instagram. You can find us also on Facebook. Follow Women Fantasy Football at Women_FF on Twitter and Instagram, and also go subscribe to the WOFF YouTube. You never know what's going to happen. Good luck tomorrow. Then you know what, G? Show up to the expo. Prove it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Prove it and lose a running back.
Yeah, Lou has hands like Jerry Jeudy.
That's not what he did.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy and Kadarius Toney, same guy, except
stop it.
Except Lou Zollo's just 5'6" and white, so that's the only difference between the three of them. Yeah.
Good luck in week 3. If you have questions that we didn't get to, feel free to hit up Club Fantasy on Instagram or Twitter. One of the very many people who support, partake, contribute to Club Fantasy will happily answer your question. Did you finally get the fruit fly?
No, it's still fucking flying.
All right. For myself, for Joe, for Sicoli, and the fruit fly in North Dakota, this has been Start Sit Different Day. We will see you next week.